Hello basketball coaches and basketball players, my name is Alan from Al's Basketball Training, and today I am going to show you some fantastic basketball plays that you can use with your high school team against a 2-3 zone defense. So hello everyone, my name is Alan from Al's Basketball Training. If you're new to this channel, on this channel I show you basketball plays, drills, and skills. So if you like that stuff, hit that like button and subscribe. But anyways, today, what I'm going to show you is some really great basketball plays that you can run against a 2-3 zone defense. So let's get down to the clipboard and let's check these out. Okay, so first in this first play, what we are going to have is a high 1-4 offense. Now, in the high 1-4 offense, what we are looking to do is to allow ourselves to overload on this side, or at least that's our goal in this play today. So, what we're going to start with is, well, obviously the defense is going to be playing probably like this. And what we will be doing is having player 1 pass to player 2, and he will follow his pass and he'll go out to that wing. What's going to happen now is player 1 will follow that pass. Player 2 is going to be playing the middle of the cutoff man. Player 4 red is going down, player 5 is coming across, and player 3 is playing that key. So what we are looking to do here, or at least what I like to do here, is to have player 5 on this side to cut down towards the low post. The reason is some coaches in this play will have player 4 go down, player 5 will come across, and then the reason why I don't do that is because this usually brings player 2 down to try and cut off that pass before player 1 is able to cover. So the reason why I do the low post instead is because player 5 is already up top, player 2 is going to be probably going down to player 4 anyways, player 3 is watching, but when player 5 cuts down, that leads to a few different options. Player 5 red might be coming down, player 3 might be staying where he is, and if player 5 goes down, which he should, that leaves player 4 open, and then that might be an open shot for player 4. Or what could happen is player 5 is just totally wide open and it goes in for a layup. Or what could happen is player 3 might go outside of his zone, which leaves this whole side of the court open. I know it's a cross-court pass, but this could be an open layup if it's a good pass. Now, at the high school level, you can pass hard enough for that to allow to be happening. But at the elementary level, you might not have a passing play or a player who can pass at that speed. Another thing that I personally like to do is when player 5 cuts, instead of asking for the ball in the post, have him go right out to player 1, screen for player 4 red. Player 1 blue will then cut, and this may be an open pass as well for player 1. So that's a few different options that come out of player 5 heading to the post, maybe a layup, maybe a weak side cut and an alley-oop or something, or a screen and a baseline cut. So a few different options that happen there. Again, if player 5 red goes down, that's going to leave player 4 open as well. So again, player 2 has to keep his eyes open, making sure he knows what's happening on the court, and you're going to get yourself an easy basket. Now, in this next play, what I like to do, most likely what you're going to see is having a very high 2-3 zone at first, and then what we're going to have is player 1 passing over to player 2. Now, in this play, there's a few different options, so I'll show you two. The first option is having player 1 going down to that low wing, and that's going to shift the defense over, and now he may be open very fast, very quickly for the shot. Now, this is only a possible 2 or 3 second option, so if he does get that ball, he needs to jack it up quickly. Or what could happen is, instead, he can cut towards the rim. He can pop out. That's another option. He may be open again out there. Or what could happen is having player 1 cut towards the rim, set a screen for player 5 red. Player 4 could then pop out, and player 4 could be open for that 3-point shot. Now, player 4 is a post player, so he may not have the greatest 3-point shot. He could also do mid-range as well. Or if you have an all-around team everyone can shoot, or if you can teach your team that everyone should be able to shoot, that's an option either way. So there are two plays for you that have many different options for post players, as well as for your wings as well. Another thing that could happen is after that pass, player 2 is going to be probably following that pass at first. Player 1 can go and act like he's going to cut down to that low wing area, but instead he could wrap around, set a screen for player 4. Player 2 could then drive towards the rim, and now if your post player, if he can seal this man, so if he's posting him up and then he can seal him, that lets your guard get all the way to the rim. Or what could happen is there could be a lead to a pass to player 4 because player 4 is sealing his man behind him, and this could be an easy layup for player 4. Now, of course, this play could be ran on this side as well if player 1 was to pass to this side. So obviously just flip that play and that could happen. But anyways, that is 2 plays over with that you could run with your high school team against a 2-3 zone. Now, in this third play that I'm going to show you, this is a horns offense. What we are going to have is player 4 and player 5 setting a screen out for those wings. And those wing players have the same thing happening. They're both going to be cutting towards the key, rolling off of those screens. The idea behind this is whichever player is more open, player 1 is going to pass to that player. The player who doesn't get that ball passed to him, he is going to cut towards the rim because that player, the post player, is most likely going to be playing a little bit higher on that player who has the ball. Now, the idea behind this is obviously player 2, whoever gets the ball, could take a quick shot. Or what I like to prefer is continuing to drive the ball to the rim because now this is a 2-on-1 situation where you could have a bounce pass to player 3 or an alley-oop to player 3 for that layup. Now, in our fourth play I'm going to show you today, this is a low 1-4 offense, and what we are going to run here is a simple screen and roll for the point guard. However, it's going to be a sandwich screen, what I like to call a sandwich screen. So it's going to be the post players who are popping up, and player 1 is going to roll off of whichever post player, and player 1 at this time is going to drive towards the rim. Now, player 4 is going to pop out. Player 4 is also going to be rolling towards the rim as well. This is the player who did not get the screen used by, so he's the opposite side. This is going to be bringing, most likely, player 5 out as well as bringing player 4 in, which now leaves player 2 and player 5 possibly open. Now player 3, red, might come down and cut off player 5, but we now have the wings as well as our post player who popped, possibly open for a shot, depending on where player 2, red, is playing, obviously. So there is some plays that you could use with your team. If you have enjoyed today's video, hit that like button and subscribe. Now check out over here and click that subscribe button if you haven't already, and click over here for the next video that YouTube thinks that you'll probably like, because I don't have any real strategy for that video. It's just a suggested video for you. Anyways, I'll see you guys again tomorrow for another daily basketball video.